Welcome back. Our next guest first topped the bestsellers list. She loves when this happens. At just 21 years old with her novel P.S. I Love You. Since then, her books have sold over 25 million copies in 37 different languages. And she has had 3 of her books adapted for the screen.
There you have it. She's just released her 21st novel. It is, of course, called Paper Heart, and she joins us now to discuss it. Cecilia Ahern, good morning to you.
Morning.
It's great to have you with us. What an intro that is. My God, it's a lot of books sold.
Yeah, I haven't written all the languages myself, though. I just wrote one. I just did the English.
Someone translate. Do you have one of every language in your house?
Yeah. There's a lot of books. Yeah,
A lot of books.
Where do you keep them all?
Actually, recently I've started giving them to either schools or libraries because there's just so many. I can't have all the foreign translations as well, so it's nice to find a home for them.
With people, the sports people, some love to have the memorabilia on the walls and all over the place. Do you do that?
The only place I keep my books is in my office, so I wouldn't kind of put them around the rest of the house. But it's nice when I'm working, you know, on the bad days when the writing's not going very well, sometimes it's nice to just look up and say, you've done this before, you can do it again. Do you know what I mean? So, but no, I don't have them displayed around the rest of the house.
We've got Robin, your daughter, here, so we can fact check everything as we go along as to whether she's going, yes, she does. She confines herself to
all
one
her
room.
Trophies are all over.
Everything is all the things that she wins.
All about me.
Listen, your new book, 21st book, Paper Heart. Tell us a bit more about it.
Yeah, so it's about a character named Pip who, at 16 years old, has a baby, and she's very controlling, narcissistic parents, mother particularly, who kind of take over the parenting of her child. So we meet her when she's 32 at the beginning of the novel, and her life has kind of stopped. She's a real passenger in her own life. And the only way she can assert herself is to write these little poems, which she calls origami girl poems. And then she folds them up into these different shapes as a way to try and kind of shape her life. And so that's why it's called Paper Heart, because all of her characters have these paper hearts. And so she's really just sitting back in her life, folded away all her hopes, her dreams, her ambitions, everything, until someone comes into her life who's a local astronomer. Or he's not, he's an astronomer from the local observatory, and he helps her to look up, and he helps her to see that life can be so much more beautiful than she thinks, and it can be so much bigger than she thinks it could be. So it's really about her slowly unfolding and slowly flourishing, because we all, you know, all of us at different stages, I think, have all these dreams and ambitions and hopes, and then life happens and we kind of fold them away. So the origami is very representative of making herself smaller all the time, and now it's about her flourishing.
There's amazing things that you do in your book where it is just a very real story that you're like, something's happening here, but then there's always this sort of ethereal, spiritual level, because as you mentioned there, it's set in and around the areas of Birr. Shout out to all the people in Birr who are very happy about this. And so that's like where the observatory, don't start you. There's an observatory there, but then there's also, they're digging into the ground in the quarry and digging into themselves. And there is a stranger and we don't quite know where he's from. Yeah. That's always a part of your books, that there's something more outside of ourselves than the day-to-day. That's really important to you.
It really is. I mean, I think it's kind of my personal belief that there is something so much more than the everyday, than what we know, or at least the possibility of it I find fascinating. But I did kind of dig into my Seamus Heaney. You know, we all had to learn digging at school, and I did have that poem in front of me and thinking of all the different ways that we dig, you know, so we're exploring the stars. There's a quarry, they're digging into the rock, and it's also the turf cutting, and they're digging into the bogs. And so, and she's digging into her own heart, you know, digging into herself, and it's peeling back the surface of what's beneath us all. Because, you know, we all could go through life absolutely fine until something challenges us, and we ask all the questions then, and then we have to dig a little deeper.
This is your 21st book. We're Irish. They're all based around Irish themes, but it's been translated in 37 different languages. What is it about the stories that makes it global, connect with people in every corner of the world? I
think it's because they're so emotional, and I think it's about people going through these, you know, it's about these moments in life when you think you can't get through it, when, you know, these challenging moments when you think, I'm not able for this. And we are, time and time again, we are. So, and I think people, like when they come to my events, it's not that I'm asking people to cry when they come to my events, but people really open up and share a lot with me. The book can help them through difficult times, and they either tell me that in the event or when they come up afterwards, there's always tears. Like, it's really, I think it's because I'm writing about really personal kind kind of recognisable characters that people see themselves in it.
And the challenge.
So it doesn't matter where they're set, because I do travel all around the world, and no matter who they are, what the culture is, the background, we're all crying.
Well, there is, because I always, whenever, like, I've done some stuff with you before, and I always go for the cheap laugh, and next thing there are these people pouring out their hearts. One woman came up at a thing that we did. She had moved to Ireland because of your books, because of how they spoke to her.
To Offaly. Not yet.
This book hadn't been out yet. Offaly is absolutely beautiful. Please go and visit Offaly. She had moved here.
Yeah.
What's that like for you? Because that is a responsibility that I'm sure you never expected to happen when you started writing.
Yeah, no, and I hear that a lot. Honestly, it's for P.S. I Love You. A lot of people wanted to move over and meet their Jerry. Like, they wanted to find their husband. A lot of people did come over for men and found them and stayed.
And didn't find the Jerrys, or maybe did. Yeah,
or
of course.
Did.
Yeah.
Or they loved the landscape. Or that was the thing when I travelled. They say, "Oh, we love Ireland and we love to read your books because of Ireland." There's this connection to our country. And I feel like no matter what people tell me, I'm just so honoured that they're telling me, because they really do open up. And I'm glad you've witnessed it, because I feel like I'm saying it over and over again. And it does happen, you know, kind of, we have this queue of signing it, and every person has got something really special to tell me. And it's such an honour. I mean, I just want to give them their moment. You know, I want to be appreciated enough to be.
It's amazing the connection that you have with that. But obviously, P.S. I Love You, massive. But Roar, your most recent book as well. It was the most recent one that's been adapted to television.
Yeah.
Work alongside Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, that was cool.
Kinda. I mean, how did that come about? Were you exec producer on that as well?
Yeah, that's right. I really wanted to, from the beginning, from the moment I wrote the first story, I wanted these to be a TV series. So I worked really hard trying to get them made. And so it was with Nicole Kidman's production company, Blossom Films, and Made Up Stories. And they've made Big Little Lies and all of those amazing shows.
Yeah.
And so I was executive producer and just involved in the whole making of it, which was incredible. Though it was during COVID, I couldn't get out of the country. So it was all conference calls and phone calls and Zooms.
Did it give you a taste for more of that, though, and from the producer side of things?
Yeah.
Did you love being hands-on and actually the making of the television side of it as opposed to writing it?
Yeah, I loved that part of it. Before I wrote P.S. I Love You, I was going to study a master's in film production, so that was the kind of side of life I wanted to go down. So being able to do it in a different way, I really enjoy it. And I would like to have a little more involvement in not just the books that I write, but because I like to write original things as well. So I kind of want to do that a lot more.
Well, because it's like you've done it before. A show that everyone should have watched and not enough people saw, Samantha Who, which I'm always banging on about. It was such a Christina Applegate. That was one of your shows. That was an American TV show that had a few series. You've got another adaptation. What's the next one that's being added?
If You Could See Me Now is the next. Yeah, so it's supposed to go into production early next year. I say supposed to because, you know, the way it goes. But it's casting at the moment. It's just gone out to this cool person that I'm waiting to say yes. So that's the closest
cool
one.
person.
Oh, very cool person. I want to say yes.
Who does Cecilia Ahern think is cool? Robin, give me the eyes. Give me the.
Herself.
Robin knows. Robin,
No, she's pointing at herself.
It's herself. She wants to be in it.
I love the way she's like, my mum thinks I'm the coolest person that she knows.
She is the coolest person.
She is. She's very cool. So that's like being involved with that. And again, another book that people really have a huge connection to, If You Could See Me Now.
Yeah, and it's the third book, so it's funny how they're going in the order. It was P.S., then Love Rosie, then If You Could See Me Now. Yeah, it's exciting, and I just love. It's very surreal, you know, to see your book turned into a movie. Like to be sitting in a room that came from my brain, and then it's suddenly a set. That's very odd. But it's great because it gives the books a whole new life, and you know, they get republished and people read them again, and it's great for me.
It's phenomenal. And I love that your daughter, she's sitting there so invested in it as well. Is she so invested? And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to bring this up about the girl group that you were, or no, the band you're a part of.
Oh, look, you missed the shot of her.
I just got the eyes.
The eye roll from Cecilia Ahern there.
I'm sure she has seen you in Shimmer.
She has posters of me all over her walls. No, she doesn't. I'm sure she's proud in her own little cringy way.
No, we have to. Okay, this is you.
So
there
you are.
There
Look
you are.
at that.
Look, she's laughing.
The laugh. So
Have you seen this before? Yeah.
This is you and Shimmer.
Yeah.
This was, you were, God, you got a record deal. You got a few, like you were...
I have a record deal.
Five album record deal with Polydor UK. We recorded with Pete Waterman Studios, and we were set to be like the next something.
Until...
And what happened?
Well, we didn't get through. We came third in the Eurosong, so we never actually represented Ireland. Then the record companies went very quiet for a couple of months, and then we were dropped. So that was my experience with the music business.
Brutal, even with the 5-record deal.
Yeah.
So when you were talking to your sister, Georgina, and she starts going out with Nicky, you're like, he might be dropped at any moment, Georgina. I don't know what's going to go on
He
here.
was already before me, so he led the way. Yeah, it was a funny time, but you remember there were so many bands around then. It was just like auditioning every week for a new band, and I was doing loads of stuff like pantos, and like that was my thing. And
you sang backing for U2.
That's right. Yeah, it was for a charity song that I've never ever heard since. But it was Simon Carmody and Bono, and I was the session singer. So I did a bit more of that after. But then it all ended, and I concentrated at school and college, and I.
Because Robin, she loves music, plays guitar,
Yes,
does all that
she's
kind
so
of stuff.
talented,
So good at that. Do you blast out songs at family stuff? Like,
we're a big music family, yeah.
You're a big, like, 3 o'clock in the morning, let's have a sing-song after a wedding or whatever.
That happens, yeah.
That does. Oh, I'd love to see that.
That'd be very good. Here, I have to ask you about it. The presidential race all over the place at the moment.
Am I running? No. Is that what you're going to ask?
Do you not have time?
Hey, I tell you what, you're a hell of a candidate.
I'm not even joking.
Your dad, of course, Bertie's ruled himself out. Would you have loved to have seen him, get the opportunity even to be there?
Yeah, I think for him to have the opportunity would have been nice. Yeah. For him, if he wanted it, then we wanted it for him. That's what it was.
Cecilia Ahern, though, what's the now? Let's go down the line. Maybe someday we'll have you going into the Oris. Your house might be nicer than the Oris. So that's it.
Have you any politics in you? Did you enjoy it?
No.
No.
Not in the slightest.
A very political answer. Well done. Thank you.
Your last book, Into the Storm, was dark.
Yeah, it was.
It was it was dark towards the end. This one,
it's light.
it's got a beautiful, you're
Yeah.
smiling cry. It's lovely at the end. Did you need that?
Yes, I think a lot of the books I write are a reaction to the other, the previous book I've written, and while I try to bring the other book to a light place, in the end, this one is just definitely. I've been saying nice, and nice is not a bad word, but I think in the world now we all need nice. It is a nice, sweet story. I was going for that.
Yeah. Even though there are bits where you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is dedicated to Sarah Jane Tobin, who is someone who's been on this couch before. She is a journalist, and that is so lovely because you're going to be in conversation with Sarah. The person the book is dedicated to, Sarah Jane Tobin, on Tuesday, the 30th of September in the Alex Hotel in Dublin. The tickets are at eason.com/events. This is your last day of promo. Are you delighted?
No, I'll miss it all.
She'll miss it all. She'll miss it all. Paper Heart, the new one by Cecilia Ahern, is out now. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you
so much. Do you want to sing us out?
What would you like?
What can
Whatever
you do?
you're going to give us.
What's the Ireland AM music?
Do, 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 do.
We could have asked for anything and we got do.
And it was bloody good, wasn't it? Cecilia, thanks so much.
I got a 5-album deal.
Your daughter isn't cringing at all in the corner.
She's not. She's used to it. I will be back with you on Ireland AM in just a few minutes.